Moving on from question 10 of reading comprehension drill set number 6 over at lawhub.lsac.org, we've got a question with an exception task. So we need to read the question stem. We're going to identify the subject in the affirmative, and then we'll highlight the exception term of except in a different color, understanding that the 4 incorrect answers will accomplish the task, and the 1 incorrect answer will be the exception that does not accomplish the task. So number 11's stem reads, it can be inferred from the passage that A would be likely to agree with all of the following except. So we're going to highlight in orange A would be likely to agree with, and then the exception term in yellow at the end. And we should remember that A is mainly up top here. So A's argument relied heavily on medieval text illustrations, distinguishing children from adults principally by their stature, and that A said there were high infant mortality rates, and then there's a little bit more about A at the end here that we need to reference as well. So what you can do, again, is highlight, and I should go back to my orange because I want to do everything in the affirmative in orange. So we know that A said the family was a powerful and private institution organized around children being a modern ideal, and those origins came from the middle classes in the post-medieval period, and that this was something new about the perceptions of childhood in the family, and we know that it relied heavily on those medieval text illustrations and those infant mortality rates. So we'll just focus on these 2 orange highlights. Thank you for watching this MyGuru LSAT Reading Comprehension problem explanation video. If you enjoyed the tips that it contains, please consider subscribing to the channel or becoming a member for early and exclusive access to additional practice problem explanation videos using official problems over at lawhub.lsac.org. But for now, let's get back to this explanation. So starting with choice A, parents in the Middle Ages felt indifferent toward their children. That's right here in the top orange highlight, so that gets eliminated as something that A would agree with. Then choice B, conceptions of childhood and the family changed in the post-medieval period as a result of the growing influence of the middle classes. Well, that is right down here, and so we can eliminate choice B as matching in the affirmative, something A would believe in from the orange highlight that we have in the final paragraph. Then choice C, the ideal of the family as a powerful and private institution developed in the Middle Ages. That is actually a relatively modern ideal, so this is a direct reversal of the information. It absolutely would not be something A agrees with. We might be able to go very briskly through the remaining answer choices at this point, but if we scroll back up for choice D, people in the Middle Ages viewed their children as miniature adults. Well, children look like miniature adults. That's something A would agree with. And family in the Middle Ages was not organized around the children. That, again, was pretty much A's entire point and is directly in contrast with C, which A did not agree with. And, of course, you might have selected C a little bit earlier in this process, especially if you're aiming for a 165 or 170 plus, when you identify it as basically the absolute opposite of what that historian A would believe based on the information we highlighted in orange.